Here are a few tips about using the keyboard on your iPad. Some of them you may know already, but I'm hoping at least one will be new to you. You may have already discovered how to get accented characters on the iPad keyboard. Basically, you press and hold on the keys and it pops up with all the possibilities that it can cope with. So it's easy to get graphs and acutes. On the U you can get an umlaut, for example. So anything that can have an accented character, or the German, I don't think they use that anymore, but there are various other options like that, and it's worth just pressing and holding on a key just to see what comes up. So at the G, for instance, nothing. You just get a G. It's only keys that can actually do accented that come up. Another tip that hopefully you already know is that you can set this up in settings. You can set it up so that when you hit the spacebar twice, it automatically adds a full stop to end the sentence, and I find that surprisingly useful. The press and hold works for a number of other keys. For example, in the exclamation mark there, you press and hold, you get a quotation mark, a single quote, or an apostrophe. And on the question mark, a press and hold brings up the double quotation marks. So you can add that kind of thing fairly easily. So I can, for instance, press and hold and choose to put hello, for example, in inverted commas. But rather than pressing and holding, because those two are so useful, you can actually just swipe up and let go, and it does it straight away, which is quite nice. The same works with the single quote. A swipe up gives you an apostrophe. So useful shortcuts, I think. The one that I didn't know about until recently, but I think is extraordinarily useful, is the same kind of thing works with the number choice key here. So normally you press that and you get the symbols and numbers. You press it again to go back to the letters. Now that's a bit annoying if you only want to type a couple of numbers in the middle of typing a whole bundle of letters. For example, if I'm entering the postcode for the school, I would have to type G13, I think it is, and then a space, and it comes off the numbers, which is a bit of a pain. So I have to go back onto numbers and then onto one, back to the letters, double click the shift key there to lock it on, and I get PL added on. So in total, quite a lot of key pressing there, which is a bit of a pain. But you can in fact do a swipe up. If I press and hold and then swipe up to what I want, a 1 for example, and then let go, it immediately flips back to the letter key. Again, press and hold, swipe up, flips back to the letter key. Space bar, and then press and hold and up. So again, saves a lot of time, I think, to be able to do that. If you can remember how to do it, it's quite smart. The press and hold, the swipe up does take a wee bit getting used to. So another shortcut is you can actually just hold that key down with one finger, and that allows you to then choose the numbers that you want. And when you let go of the symbol key, you're straight back into the letters and you can type on. Maybe just a final one to note, you can actually pull the keyboard apart, at which time it becomes easier to use. If you're holding it upright and you don't have a desk to do on, you can then just type with your two thumbs, and if you want you can then push it back together again to make it hold. So some people like the thumb keyboard, other people don't, but you can experiment, you can try it out. I hope you find these useful. If you have any other keyboard tips you know about, please leave a comment here on Fronter, or by sending me an email